I've seen a lot of people do cold shower videos, and so I wanted to make one myself and tell you the effects that I had personally, because yeah, it's probably going to surprise you. Okay, so day one was not obviously ideal. I didn't want to go in a cold shower. Why would I want to go in a freezing cold shower? But I had to do the video for you guys so you understood what would happen if you did it yourself. So anyway, day one, I got in. And honestly, the main thing that was stopping me from getting in was the mental barrier. So I just physically didn't want to push myself into that shower because my body was like, what are you doing? My brain was like, what are you doing? But I just did it anyway. After about 5 to 10 attempts of trying to get in the shower at freezing cold temperature, I decided to actually go in the shower at like a medium temperature. And then I was like, I can just, turn the shower cold gradually throughout the time of the shower. So that's what I did. I essentially just went in the shower normally, turned it up to freezing gradually. I think I turned it a little bit and then I just went, let's just do it. And then just went the full way. And bro, I was shocked. My body was shocked. All right, so the first thing that happened and the first thing I noticed was that my breathing instantly went into like overdrive. It kind of went automatic and I was breathing like deep breaths straight away, like trying to keep up with, what was happening to my body. I think my brain was just trying to figure out what was going on, trying to control the situation, and therefore my breaths were going insane. So straight away, I was just shocked. My body went into shock. I did it for around 10 seconds and then I turned that off, bro. I couldn't handle more than 10. And the first 5 days, so days 1 to 5, were pretty much the same. I just got in the cold shower and I couldn't really go in there straight away into the cold, and I gradually turned it to the cold, tried to stay in there for at least 10 seconds. Sometimes maybe it was 15, but guys, it's not easy. But instantly, over those 5 days, I noticed some effects that I've never had before. So normally I'm quite a grudgy person in the mornings. I like to sleep, especially for a long period of time. So waking up at a good time and having a cold shower is not my idea of fun. However, it did have some good effects that I actually enjoyed. So instantly I felt some sort of like euphoria, like I was excited to get out of the shower, and also my energy levels were 100%. So I felt like I could pretty much run a marathon as soon as I stopped in the cold shower, even for like 10, 15, 20 seconds. It was pretty much just like having a coffee, but really intense, and it literally kicked in straight away. So what more could you want? I mean, you're saving money on hot water, guys, so it's eco-friendly, and also, yeah, you don't need to spend money on coffee either. So instantly, you can wake up. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but it did save me having a coffee in the morning. So that was something I noticed straight away. So days 6 to 15, I actually noticed I could stay in for a lot longer than just 10, 15, and 20 seconds. So I started to stay in the cold shower for 45 seconds to a minute at this point after day 5. And the thing that was keeping me in there for longer was preparing to control my breathing before I hopped in. At this point, it kind of felt more easy. Yes, it was still a shock to the system initially, but I felt like I was dealing with it quite well. So I got used to it and I still had the same effects. So instantly when I went in there, it was a little bit of a shock, and then when I came out, I felt great. So at this point, I was loving it. So day 6 to about day 10 was great. A huge thing that I noticed around day 10 to day 15, I instantly felt more sharp in my mind and I had way more clarity. So instantly, as soon as I got out of the shower, I was thinking about the rest of my day, and it was almost as though my schedule was completely bulletproof. So I knew exactly what I had to do from the first task to the last task. And obviously with the stuff that I do, my schedule needs to be on point, and so this instantly helped my day, and I was very happy with it. It was kind of like someone was pushing me to do it, and I had no choice but to do the daily tasks that normally, you don't really want to do, but you try and get it done anyway. I actually was not maybe looking forward to it, but I knew what had to be done because I had that cold shower. I think part of the reason is because you don't want to go back to sleep. You can't go back to sleep because you're completely woken up and you're at 100% energy. So your body just wants to do something. Your brain just says, we have to do something, and therefore you get stuff done. That's what I noticed anyway. So because I had more energy, because it felt like someone was pushing me to do stuff, and because my mind had more sharpness and clarity, I went to the gym instantly. So I was going to the gym in the mornings anyway, and usually maybe I would have like some black coffee before I go if I was feeling super tired, but sometimes I wouldn't even have anything. But when I started having cold showers, something changed dramatically. I almost felt like I was on autopilot and my body was kind of being, controlled by itself like a robot or something. And this might sound a little bit extreme and you might be like, bro, that just didn't happen. But it felt like it was happening, okay? It felt real. And I'll give you some insight into why definitely this was a real thing. So when I went into the gym, I had way more energy, I felt way more focused, and my workouts were getting even better than usual. So I was just doing more insane stuff than I usually would. Obviously, I guess I do some pretty, insane stuff anyway, but it was kind of a little bit more insane, almost like a 10% increase in every single exercise that I was doing, and obviously my energy was high. Okay, so now we move into days 15 to 20, which in my opinion was probably the peak of all of this. Okay, so because I've been doing this for a while at this point, I noticed my skin felt better and also my hair looked and felt better at the same time. My hair kind of felt more smooth and silky, and also my skin didn't break out at all. I had no spots. So not only did I have no spots on my face, which I usually have maybe a couple, but also my anxiety levels were super low, and I'll explain to you why. So because I'm jumping in a cold shower, and that is the most anxious part of my day, I'm waking up in the morning and thinking, oh my God, I need to do a cold shower, which is the most daunting part of my whole schedule. So as soon as I get past that, everything else in the day seemed like a breeze. So basically, I had no stress and I felt super confident because my hair was looking good, my skin was looking good, my body was also looking good because it almost felt like I had some sort of mini fat loss, and that led to some other pretty cool perks. So not only was everything else in my day in terms of my work schedule easier because that was the hardest part of my day, but every human interaction felt super easy. Like there was no anxiety, there was no stress, I didn't have any social awkwardness or anything like that. I felt completely in control of what was going on, and it almost felt like my test maybe was really high. I don't know if that was the case, I could be completely off with that, but I just felt like I had no worries because I already conquered the hardest part of my day, jumping into a freezing cold shower, and so everything else from that point felt really easy. At this point, I was probably in the shower for around 1 minute 30 seconds, pushing 2 minutes, and so I was really getting comfortable with being in the cold shower, but also I was still feeling the benefits, I was still feeling euphoric, I still had 100% energy, and also I was noticing long-term benefits like my skin clearing up, and also my hair was looking good. I felt more confident, I felt less socially anxious and less stressed. Overall, I just started to become way more confident in myself. And that doesn't mean to say that I wasn't confident at the start, but this definitely improved it, I would say at least by another 50%, and that's not an exaggeration. Day 20 to 30, I felt in complete control. Like I could pretty much conquer anything and I was the king. I could easily do 2 minutes plus in the cold shower by this point, and that felt like nothing. I could probably do at least 3 minutes, I was thinking in my head, but 2 minutes was definitely enough, and at 2 minutes I was feeling as though I wasn't really feeling cold. Again, I was more confident than ever. I felt like I could talk to any woman in the world, and I wasn't even exaggerating. I felt like I could go up to Margot Robbie and be like, yeah, I take cold showers. Yeah, I take cold showers. Okay, so now that I've talked you through my journey over the 30 days, I'm gonna discuss something that I didn't actually expect, and it kind of threw me off a little bit. Instantly, after my cold shower, I would get dressed, hop in the car, and go to the gym. However, one day, I noticed that I wasn't really thinking about what I was doing when I was driving, which kind of was dangerous, and I didn't feel in control of my body. And I think I know the reason for this. So this might not happen to you, but this happened to me. When you have a cold shower, I feel like the brain wakes up before your whole body wakes up, which kind of makes sense because for most of the night you're sleeping, your body is kind of in limbo and you're not moving. So naturally it's going to take you a little bit longer to wake up. And that kind of messed with me because when I got into the car and I was driving, I felt like I was on autopilot at some times, and I felt like my brain was going quicker than my body, which is not very good for driving. You need to make sure that those two are together. So there was a point where maybe I felt like I was not in control of when I was driving, especially just after I woke up in the cold shower. But I can say that that is probably the only negative I experienced during the whole 30 days of the cold shower, and maybe it was a one-off, who knows, but that's just something that I personally went through. So overall, there were so many positives in this journey, it's kind of uncalculable how many there were. So not only did I feel way more confident, I also looked better, I felt better, I had more energy, I felt more strong in the gym. I felt like I could conquer anything every day because the most stressful part of my day was already over. Social anxiety was gone, it disappeared, and I just felt that sense of accomplishment for the whole journey. The negatives, I would say, is that long term, it could be a thing where you rely on it too much. So reliance could be a negative of having a cold shower every single day. The obvious discomfort of jumping in the cold shower is potentially another negative, but you know what's going to happen when you jump into a cold shower. And then the last thing is obviously the minor thing that, you know, could have basically ended me, which is my brain turning on quicker than the rest of my body. So factor that in when you have a cold shower. Maybe don't drive straight away after having one. I certainly learnt my lesson, so don't make the same mistake. But anyway guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this where I do challenges of 30 days, maybe even 60 days sometimes, make sure to like, and also do not forget to subscribe and leave a comment and let me know if you've ever tried doing this before, even just once, and let me know the effects that it had on you. But anyway, love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.